Now that we're more familiar with array formulas, let's have a look at the type of little problem that an array formula can easily help us solve. So coming back to our product list tab, when Alex created this total, he actually made a bit of a mistake. He only included the first 4 values. And obviously, as our users add additional values here, we want them to be picked up in the calculation. So to change the array formula is really easy. All we're going to do is change those 10s to 17s and then press Ctrl-Shift-Enter. Formula updated, but not totally successfully. We're now getting an NA error, and that is because we have some NA errors and we're trying to add them. And this is a problem that can occur in your workbooks if an error does occur, and it might be a completely legitimate error, like you're trying to get average of values that haven't been completed yet. Your calculations will return errors as well. What we can do is we can use an array formula to actually ignore cells that have errors in them. And that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to come back to this calculation, and just after the sum, we're going to slip in an if NA over here and press tab. And we're going to check if that is returning an error, then we're going to replace that with a 0 instead. And then don't forget to put your bracket on the end. And then, of course, Ctrl-Shift-Enter. And there is our correct result without the error problem. And of course, you could apply this in a lot of different situations. Now let's look at another example. This time, we actually want to compare 2 data sets and identify the differences. To be more specific, the client would like to know where the prices have changed. So they'd like to know how many of the US dollars prices have increased since the old list and how many have decreased. And once again, we're going to use array formulas to solve this. We're going to compare the 2 ranges and add up all the situations where the new price is greater than the old price. So we're going to start with our equals sum, and then we're going to compare our 2 ranges. So I'm going to open up another set of brackets, and I'm going to ask if my US dollar price is greater than my old US dollar price. Now that little question there, because I'm comparing 2 ranges, it's going to return another array, and that array is going to contain trues and falses. True if the US dollar price has increased, and false if it hasn't. Now I can't actually just add up trues and falses, so what I'm going to do is multiply that array by 1. This is a little trick. What that will do is wherever I get a false multiplied by 1, that will give me 0. A true multiplied by 1 will give me a true. So let's close my bracket and press Ctrl-Shift-Enter, and there we can see 3 of the prices have increased. Now that was a little trickier, so let's just do another example so you get familiar with it. Same thing, but now we're looking for the decreases. So again, we start with our sum and open another bracket. This time we're going to check if our US dollar price is less than the old price, to see if it's actually decreased. So US dollar price, and we're going to check if it's less than old US dollar price. Close your brackets. Again, times by 1. Close your second bracket and Ctrl-Shift-Enter. And we can now see that 2 of the prices have decreased. So there are a couple of little examples to get you more familiar with the types of problems you can solve using array functions and formulas. Make sure you try out this week's practice challenge, which is going to give you heaps of other ways of working with array formulas.